Okay, today some basics about bpatchers and Max for Life. We're talking about this patch, which we want to make a bpatcher, like for example this is a bpatcher. Is the name bpatcher, and here you see the file, last parameter maxpat. This is this one, which is not saved in the amxd file, which is now open. It's saved outside from it, so you can use it multiple times or make a bpatcher of it. For example, this one, when I copy this name string and I make a new bpatcher, then you see nothing. When you go to patcher file, you can use now, for example, wrong folder. For example, this one. Now you have the bpatcher in there with the outlet, which you can connect there. You can change this. And now when you go in presentation mode, you don't see it. You have to right click, add to presentation. Now it's here and we can use it. That's a bpatcher. You can open this, object open original, and you can edit this. You have then press save. You maybe use save as, so you be sure that it's saved in the correct folder. So, okay. But we want to make this, because it has so much UI. When I mark this, all these things, you can see we can put in there and make something like this one or this one. So this is more cleaned up and the mess inside this is a bit clearer. So we start with this. Okay, first thing to do, we copy all the things we want in there. And paste it here. Okay. First thing to do. Connect the things that are outside connected inside here. So the window a bit bigger. So inspector. Okay, the window position we have here, so we can delete the inlet. You see that the inlet is gone. We don't need it anymore. Okay, the same for the random size. Okay, what else? We have the dice. Okay, the size is connected there. We don't need the inlet anymore. Okay. The outlet. Okay. Next step. Go in there. Delete. Delete is a. We have to look where these things are placed. Okay, down there. And there. Okay, in this case we have to remove all the things here. So delete it. Still recording? Yeah. Okay. And yeah. Next is make tooltips. So when you hover, for example, above this, then there is something ID, name, max, min. So it's described what this inlet and outlet does. So when you click on this, you don't have any idea what it does. Next thing is to comment this outlets. So this is default. When you type this default and make a space and do other things, and you go there, this works in Maximus P9. Okay, just press this default. The next one is current. Next one is max. Next is min. Okay, and to make it more clear, I do these things always red. Also the description of the inlets and outlets, I do red, and the outlet itself I call processed value. So yeah. Next, what I'll do is to make some yeah, that's about in there, but not. Yeah, let's make some fails. Okay, when we now press save as random, then we have one problem, because when you go there and type random, you may see Max have already an object called random, so you can't use this name. Okay, we save this file, save as, in the folder where the amxd file is in there, and we give him another name. Let's call it last par random. And by the way, I copy this in the clipboard, copy C, press save. Okay, now we make a bpatcher. Okay, empty window, we have to choose a file first, and it was the last param random maxpot opened. Now we see it's not saved as open in presentation. Okay, so first thing we do is right click, object, open original. Now we go to the inspector and go to the click in empty space, go to hide patcher inspector or show patcher inspector and search there for open in presentation. Check this, save this, again the same name of course, and now we are in the presentation mode. We see not the patching, we see the UI. Okay, but there have to be done some things. We don't need to see things inside. For example, this one is just for coding a comment. We remove this from presentation. And now we reorder this a bit. Let's see what happens if we move them above the normal field of view. So zoom in. The graphical interface things, I always zoom in a bit. Save space. Then our dice. I think we give them a name. Do the dice beside it. Okay, move them up. We can overlap. I do this regularly. So let's hit save. Close it, make it smaller. So what we can see, that Max clips all above it, like our labels for the inlets and outlets. So this is useless. Remove them. Good. Now we have this. Next thing is we have already named this patches. So we can now better patch here. This is min, max, current and default. Here we have also min. So we just reconnect these things here, min, max, and the initial value, the default value. And we have outlet. Good. Now, this thing is not here. Okay, clear. We have to right click, make add to presentation, and now it's here. But we can make this smaller. Okay. Yeah. Then we have to change these things a bit. like it. Next thing is I don't know. For example, okay. Then I also place all the time a print thing, which I mark red, so we can open the terminal, the console, to see if troubles here inside of Applet while it's running without opening next. Yeah, that's I think about it. Yeah, about changing things. Now, when we want to edit this, we have to press Object, Open Original, and now we can program in there. One serious thing is about when you make here a new inlet and you place here also, you don't see the new inlet. Okay, when you press save, the new inlet comes in there, and all the connections are wrong connected because it Max just didn't realize that there is a new input there, and it thinks, the first one is the min, the second is the max, the third is the current, the fourth is the default, and so on. So when you make new inlets and you don't want to change the connectivity outside there, because you have multiple of these things in your patcher, then it's better to add new inlets on the right side, so you don't confuse and correct this wiring here. So I call this dummy. Dummy. Press now save. Now you have the new inlet, and you can connect it. Okay, now it's gone again. Yeah. Good. Let's see. Okay. Why this? Why not this? Okay. I also label normally the outlet. What I've called it. Processed value. Okay. Or we could name it where it has to go to live object set value $1. So whenever you use this patch again, you know outside of it how you have to connect this thing. Yeah, I normally clean up things. So it's not so weird for me. Yeah, goody goody. We could make some Yeah, I know. guess we need place there. And these ones we can now place wherever we want. So. I have to look where the original looks like this. Okay, it goes firstly to, so in this case, for example, it's not very clear where it has to go first, but it has worked, so I make it trigger float float. So we are pretty sure that it makes the right things first. And this one, why not? Okay, let's see if we can place this here. Smaller or bigger, smaller. Bigger. Okay, the rest we do it like this. Yeah, this I like. Okay. Why not? For me, I like it more like this flow, like you have some bars that connect it, less than do it this way, and the wires are crossing the objects. I don't like this. So yes. This I don't understand. Because the expression is triggered it first goes in with a float and triggers the operation, set a new value, and then it bangs out this, and there nothing will ever happen, because this don't trigger the output, this don't trigger the output, this triggers the output. I think the way this has to be is more like and what I know, let's try it. We print, then nump, when I do this, or I do this, and do this, and these are all floats, hopefully. I guess it will be float. and we need a button to trigger them out without changing them. So. Okay, let's try this. We have a these are not floats. Damn it. Number. Live number. Ding. Let's make it float. It is float, okay. Yes. Okay. Now let's see what it does. When we set there a float, about 25, and we output this, we have 35. Okay. If I press here 55, 45, it's still the same. Okay, what is this expression doing? Because it needs a state. Okay. Message. Let's say 0.5. Let's say 2. One directly connected to the expression input, let's say 8. Okay, let's see if there's a difference. When I press here, I have 0.5. When I press this and this, it's the same. Okay, and press this and this, it's the same. So this expression does nothing. But the value is normally, this case, that we don't have. So when you press this, there's no output. When you press this, there's no output. Only when you press this, there's output. Okay, so the inlets, you can directly go in there. You don't have to store this float here. You can just make this, if this was the goal. Yeah. Don't need this. Let's see else. Okay. Okay, I like this. But maybe we make more place here to fiddle around. We also could make this bigger. Take the current in there. But then you have to be sure that you don't move it there and press save, because then the inlets are reversed. Here and you maybe have to reconnect the wires to the right position. Yeah, this is how I would do it. But for now, we'll let it there. Okay. Oh, press save. Overwrite. It's done. Yeah. Okay. Finally save this. Of course not in the library. We want to exchange them. Where is it? Could be. I will call it 09. Alright. 10. Save. Yeah. Okay, you see that our new thing is there. And with print, we can open the terminal and could look if something is wrong. When you know what they're doing, you know what they're doing, but in this case I don't see any problems. Yeah, that's about it. And for exchange of this one, I could freeze it and save it. But for two persons who exchange them, I would go in this folder, and I have their old folder where old versions of this is in there, and there I would put all the old things. The random we delete because the random is all can't name. You can't name it like you can't name it like a max object. Don't know. Away with this. And yeah. Then I mark this. Our best is to take these old things out there. Where is it? Here. Call it old versions. So in there is only the actual things and nothing else. So I can take this, compress it as zip, and we are done.